This is your 2020 Jeep Gladiator pickup truck. It's been 28 years since Jeep gave us something with a bed, and well, we're happy you're back, and a lot of other people are happy as well. Quirks, Perks, and Irks. It's a Wrangler with a bed? Or is it a Wrangler with a bed? Is it a question or a statement? Same front end. This has the upgraded LED package, so LED turn signals, day runners, regular lights, fog lights, and your tail lights. And let's back up. I like that they didn't reinvent the wheel and do a complete, fully redesign from the ground up when creating the Gladiator. It shares a lot of the same DNA as the Wrangler does. So speaking of that, I'm going to back up, get myself in frame. So let's look at it from here. Looks like a Wrangler. You pan over to the right, and now it's a Gladiator, a little more to the right, and it is certainly a Gladiator. So depending on how you look at it, and if you're looking at it front on, or sorry, head on from the front, you can't really tell. Even, like I said, about 3/4 of the vehicle, it looks like a Wrangler. And yes, there's a tiny bit of a badging. Well, there is a badging. It's just a small word, a small sticker that says Gladiator right there, and still has the trail rated and the Jeep logo. And we've got the Overland with us, so it's 18-inch wheels, but expect a ton of mods to be done to these vehicles as they become more popular and their sales just kind of skyrocket, because Jeep buyers and Jeep fans are, well, they're very loyal. An Irk for me, 2 Irks in the rear. Sorry, move the camera. Sorry again. It says Jeep there, and I think it should have said Gladiator. I would have much rather seen that, because you can tell by the design of the taillights that it's a Jeep, but I don't know. My 2 cents, and if FCA wants me to design something one day, I will tell them that put the name of the vehicle on the very back. I don't like how these stick out. I would have rather them be flush, but my 2 cents on that. And overall, it's kind of got a traditional rear end design as far as pickup trucks go. So perk, it's a soft open, so I'm gonna open it and stand back real quick so it doesn't fall. I apologize for the leaves because I had the tonneau cover open for about, I don't know, a couple minutes. It is September 29th today, and the leaves are just falling like crazy. So yeah, my apologies there, but hey, it kind of adds some color. Anyways, to get this open, it's super easy. Basically, you open up the end of it, and you see 2 little red straps. So you're gonna pull one, you're gonna pull the other, and that unlocks, oops, I didn't pull it enough. There you go, so that unlocks it, and it's just a simple pulley system, and I'll show you that right there. So can I get both in? Yeah, so you can see right there. Anyways, now that this has been unlatched, if I can do it one-handed with a camera, anyone can do it. So 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, 5, and there are ties right in here, and they've got Velcro on them, and you wrap them around there, and that's how you keep that in place. I'm gonna keep it open for the rest of the video, at least, well, for now anyway. So that's where you get 5-foot bed. You have 4 adjustable ties, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I just put them in different spots so you can see it. You still have your tie downs in the 4 corners as well. It's cool that Jeep kind of did that 7-slot thing across the top, and there are dirt bike tire treads there, and I don't know if that's them saying, hey, come just put your dirt bike here, or if it's actually functional as in a way to kind of help you line yourself up. The bed is fairly short. The rails are fairly short because I can put my hand down all the way and kind of have a little bit of elbow space so you can reach in and get all sorts of stuff. Anyways, that's going to wrap the outside up. A pretty cool design, and yes, people are going to say it's just a Wrangler with a bed, but you know, be that as it may, it still looks really, really cool. Okay, we'll be right back and take a look at the inside of the 2020 Jeep Gladiator. All right, one other quick thing before we look at the inside. The auxiliary brake light is on the tailgate. It is not at the top. Why? Well, the roof comes off in 3 parts. You can see it there. And, well, the roof off, you can't have that because, well, it's got nothing to hang on to. So that's why Jeep has put their auxiliary brake light at the top of the bed. Let's take a look at the rear seats in the Gladiator. So, as you can tell, spoiler alert, the bottom part of the seat goes up. So one hand, very nice, locks in place and gives you all sorts of under-seat storage. I've kept this one open, cool little branding with the word Jeep. So you get 3 there, and you open this one up, and you get, well, it's kind of the same one because my hand goes underneath, but the way they've split it with the cover. So fair bit of storage there. Keep your stuff out of other people's eyes. Sorry, away from other people's eyes. So it goes up with one hand, down with one hand. Same thing with this one. Just a little tug and you're all set. If you want the back part of the seat, the back part of the seat to come down, just pull the tab up, down it goes, and you could put you know, whatever you want straight across. Let's put this back to functional positions. The seating angle for the rear seats is pretty good. It angles down pretty deeply, I guess, or pretty severely, or there is a good angle to the rear seats, and it's fairly comfortable. And you got some pretty good side bolsters as well. And if you don't want your headrest up to them because it might impede your vision, just fold it flat and you get a nice clean line of sight out of the rear. So that window opens. I'm on the wrong side for it, but I wonder if I can keep this camera steady enough. Oh, I can. Anyways, nice and easy. And it opens all the way. So if you want a little bit of air in the cabin, there you go. So it's manual, it's not power. So kind of plan your air, I guess. Anyways, enough about that. That's what your front end looks like from the inside, and it looks a lot like the Wrangler, and it's pretty much identical to a Wrangler. So again, good seats right here. Very comfortable. The whole new JK generation is very well done. Great side bolsters. A perk for me is they've gone the extra mile and it stitched the word Overland top of the seat, and I think the Rubicon has the word Rubicon in there. I'm not sure if the base Sport S has any stitching in it. I will ask my Jeep Canada contact and get back to you if you are so interested. Standard stuff. We'll start the vehicle up. Quick note, this is an Irk for me. The Sport S, sorry, straighten that out. The Sport S comes with a 5-inch screen, and I can only imagine how small that is. And the Overland comes with a 7-inch screen, and Jeep Canada has spec'd this with the upgraded 8.4-inch. I think they should just all come with 8.4s, or, you know, get rid of the 5s and at least give someone a 7-inch screen to start. My 2 cents on that, and everything else is the same as a Wrangler, which is a good touch, because why mess around with something that is clearly not broken. So part of the big draw here is the roof, which comes out in 1, 2, and I don't think you can see it, but there's, well, anyway, the third panel I think I showed you in the first part of the video. I'm going to be bold and try and undo this. So step 1, step 2, step 3. Sorry for making you dizzy there, folks. Step 4. Lastly, step 5. And by the power of Grayskull, or the power of my hand. Anyway, so that's how that comes out. And I wonder, maybe I'd shut the car off. If I can do this with one hand, I better get a raise from who's ever in charge of these videos. I guess that's me. Anyways, can we lift this whole thing up? We can. Oh God, I hope I don't drop this. Centered, centered. All right. So with this here, I'll show you the reflection of just how strong I am. I'm really not all that strong, but you can see the roof panel. And yeah, there it is, open air, and not as good as their Skytop, but definitely a close second, and it's so easy to do. If I can do it with one hand, anyone can do it with one hand or two hands. Anyways, I'm gonna take the other panel off, and let's get the Gladiator on the road and see how well it is, see how well it does, see how good it is. You know, I always butcher the endings, right? Be right back. Just before we take the Gladiator on the road, that's what it looks like with both of the front panels off. I had one off in the previous part of the video. That's what they look like when they're both off. So truck drivers, that's what you're gonna see if somebody's running around in a Gladiator with the front two off. Yes, this comes off as well, but it's a much more tedious process. And well, I think the front 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I believe is the saying. One other quick thing here on the tailgate, you can adjust the height of it. So right now it's on its flat setting. You undo that and put it up here, and it goes to around a 45-degree angle. I think I can lift it up so it's around there. And basically for bigger items, they'll be able to sit a little more comfortably. Another little Easter egg while we're here. Kind of looks like the front of a Jeep with the slots and the circular headlights, and yeah, well done there. Okay, done for real this time. We'll be back with the driving portion, 2020 Gladiator. Let's do the drive in the 2020 Gladiator. Right now, the only engine available is the 3.6 V6 with 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. However, next year they're coming out with a diesel 3-liter V6, a little less horsepower than this, but it's going to have over 400 pound-feet of torque, and that's great for towing. And speaking of towing, if equipped properly, you can tow up to 7,650 pounds in the Gladiator, and your payload sits at 1,600 pounds. So a very respectable numbers there. Now, as far as the actual driving dynamics itself, it's much longer than a Wrangler, and it's wider, and it's just exponentially bigger because it's a pickup truck with the 5-foot bed. But the drive quality is surprisingly smooth and refined. And yes, I know the current JL generation has addressed a lot of the issues with stability and comfort on the Wrangler side, and the previous JK version. And with the Gladiator, it's just been a nice continuum going forward that it's surprising at how quiet, refined, and smooth this is. And you know, I'm not a pickup truck I'm not a pickup truck kind of guy, but for the week that I've had the vehicle, it hasn't felt like it's been a pickup truck that I'm driving. It's felt like a Wrangler that's just a couple of feet longer than usual. 3 trims. There's a Sport S, and there is the Overland, which is this, and then there's the top trim Rubicon. I think a lot of people are going to go for the Overland because it gets you a little more bells and whistles than the Sport S, and the price points are really smartly done. It's only, I think, $6 or $7 grand between the Sport S and top trim Rubicon, and I think hardcore Jeep fanatics who want that off-road capability as well as the function of the truck will go for the Rubicon, but the vast majority, I think, will opt for the Overland because it still gives you everything you want, everything that's, you know, relatively desirable in a pickup truck at this price. And this is just a touch under 50 with no options, and there's a few options that are included. The LED package, the upgraded screen from 7 inches up to 8.4 on the navigation, and a few other goodies that are spec'd with this vehicle. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with the way it drives. I'm very, very pleasantly surprised at how well it drives. And you know, I've been stuck in traffic for a little bit with this, and it's been pretty comfortable. Fuel economy figures are at the bottom now-ish. We'll snap my fingers. I've done about 400 kilometers, and I am at just a touch under 13. I think 12.9 was when I checked, and that was a few minutes just before starting this video. But overall, it's a great move by Jeep, and there's a lot of competition out there, from the big 3 domestics to every import manufacturer that puts one of these out there. Jeep's got a pretty long road ahead of them as far as kind of gaining market share, but the benefit they have is that they've taken something that's currently fantastic and wonderful with the JL generation of the Wrangler, and they haven't quite only added a bed to it. There's a little more to it, but they've done a good job, and I can see why a lot of people are raving over the Gladiator. As far as Irks go, it might be the price. 50 grand's a lot for a truck. Now, you're getting 50 grand's worth, but if people just want the functionality of a truck, I think they may lean towards one of the big 3 domestics as far as just getting something with a cab and a bed, and they may not be concerned with the 4x4 aspect of it. So, you know, I don't know if that's as much of an Irk as much as it is, I guess, a Quirk, or that's my take on it. Right? People may see this as 50 grand for a Wrangler with a bed. You know, there's more to it. Once you get in the truck and take it for a test drive and really kind of get a feel for it, you'll see that, you know, it does warrant a bit of a higher price tag. You've got that legendary Jeep 4x4 capability, nice high line of sight. You've got nice low belt lines, thin A-pillars as well, and it looks, I think it looks good. Just the Jeep look isn't for everybody, but I like it. Anyways, that's going to wrap the review up. If you have any questions on the 2020 Gladiator, please let me know. I'll do my best to get your answers as soon as possible. I appreciate the watch and your time, so feel free to subscribe if you like what I do. And there's that little notification bell somewhere, I think on the bottom right. So if you want to be up to date with all of my new videos, please feel free to not only subscribe, but hit the notification bell. And that's going to wrap it up. So I will stop the car safely because, well, unsafe isn't good. All right, I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.